Level 1, the eager student. You are 6 years old. The classroom smells like crayons and industrial cleaner and the particular mustiness of construction paper stored in cabinets that haven't been opened since June. Mrs. Patterson stands at the front with a smile that seems permanent, holding up letters on cards the size of your face. Your classmates shout them out in a chorus that doesn't quite sync. You mouth the sounds quietly, testing the shape of them. When she asks who can read the word on the board, 12 hands shoot up. Yours is 13th, slower, uncertain. Cat, you say when she calls on you. Very good. Those 2 words create something in your chest. A warmth. A wanting. You go home and ask your mother for more books. She takes you to the library on Saturday. You leave with 7. By Sunday night, you've read 4. Monday morning, you bring one for show and tell. It's a chapter book. 2nd grade level. Mrs. Patterson's smile shifts. Still kind, but different. Noticing. You read this yourself? You nod. She writes something in a notebook she keeps on her desk. You don't know it yet, but you've just been marked. Not negatively. Not positively, exactly. Just marked. Identified as someone who seeks the approval that comes from being ahead. That seeking will define the next 2 decades of your life. Level 2, the honors student. You are 12 years old. Middle school operates on a different logic than elementary. There are hierarchies here that have nothing to do with reading level social structures built on who sits where at lunch, who wears the right brands, who gets noticed by the 8th graders. You are not part of that hierarchy. You are part of a different one. Tuesday morning, they post the honor roll on the bulletin board outside the main office. Your name is there. It's been there every quarter since 6th grade. Your parents celebrate these moments with a dinner out, nothing extravagant, but something. Your father asks about your classes with the focused attention he usually reserves for his work calls. Your mother frames the certificate. Your friends from elementary school don't call as much anymore. Not because of a fight. Because conversations have started to feel like comparisons, and comparisons make people uncomfortable when the distance becomes visible. You eat lunch with 3 other honors students. You talk about the science fair, the upcoming algebra test, the summer enrichment program at the state university. These conversations are safe. No one asks why you don't get invited to parties. No one mentions that being smart is its own kind of isolation in a place where being noticed for the wrong things can ruin you. One Friday, a girl named Amanda who sits 2 rows behind you in English copies your homework. The teacher notices. Calls you both to her desk after class. You tell the truth. Amanda gets detention. You get a nod. She doesn't speak to you again. You tell yourself integrity matters more than popularity. You don't examine why integrity always seems to cost you friends while earning you adult approval. Level 3, the top of the class. You are 16 years old. High school has a ranking system. It's not official. But everyone knows where they stand. You are number 3 in your class of 347 students. A 4.7 GPA. 5 AP courses this semester alone. Number 1 is a girl named Jennifer Chen who studies with a focus that borders on frightening. Number 2 is Marcus Williams, debate captain, already committed to Georgetown. You don't know either of them well. You're not competing against them exactly. But you're aware of them constantly. Every test. Every assignment. Every 1/10 of a point. Your schedule is surgical. School until 3. Debate practice until 5. Home by 5:30. Homework until 10. Sleep. Repeat. Saturdays are SAT prep. Sundays are college essay drafting, volunteer hours at the hospital, and the advanced physics independent study with Mr. Kowalski. Your parents are proud in a way that's begun to feel like pressure. Not intentional pressure. Just the weight of expectation that's been building since Mrs. Patterson wrote your name in that notebook a decade ago. You haven't been to a party in 2 years. You were invited to one sophomore year, Hannah Greco's basement. You stayed 40 minutes, felt alien in your own skin, and left. No one asked why you disappeared. No one noticed you were gone. College applications open in August. You apply to 14 schools. 3 Ivies. Stanford. MIT. The reach schools your guidance counselor says are competitive but possible for someone with your profile. Your profile. That's what you are now. A resume. A transcript. A list of accomplishments that somehow don't add up to a person you recognize when you're alone in your room at midnight, too anxious to sleep. Acceptance letters arrive in March. You get into 7 schools. Rejected from 5. Waitlisted at 2. You choose the university with the best reputation. Not the one that felt right. The one that sounds right when people ask. Level 4, the undergraduate. You are 18 years old. The campus is beautiful in the way expensive things are beautiful: brick buildings and manicured quads and students who move through space like they were born belonging here. You are pre-med. Not because you want to be a doctor, necessarily. Because you were good at chemistry and biology, and being good at things has always determined what you do next. First semester, organic chemistry. Calculus 2. Molecular biology. Philosophy 101 to satisfy the humanities requirement. You study in the library until they close at 2 a.m. You take notes in a handwriting that's devolved into functional scribbles. You memorize mechanisms and pathways and formulas that dissolve from memory 2 weeks after the final. Your roommate is a communications major who goes out Thursday through Saturday and seems unburdened by the existential weight you carry into every exam. She asks if you want to come to a party. You say you have studying. She stops asking by October. Midterm grades: A, A-, B+. The B+ is in organic chemistry. You stare at it on the screen like a failure. Your parents call every Sunday. They ask how classes are. You say fine. They ask if you're making friends. You say yes, even though the only people you speak to regularly are the 3 others in your study group, and those conversations are exclusively about citric acid cycles and enzyme kinetics. You're lonely in a way you can't articulate. Surrounded by 12,000 students and utterly isolated. By sophomore year, you declared a major in biochemistry. By junior year, you're working in a research lab, pipetting samples for a graduate student's thesis on protein folding. You're good at it. Meticulous. Reliable. The principal investigator, Dr. Sohom, notices. She asks if you've considered graduate school. You haven't. But when she says it, something clicks. A path. A next level. A way to keep climbing when you're not sure what else to do. Level 5, the research assistant. You are 22 years old. You graduate Summa cum Laude. Your parents attend the ceremony. Your mother cries. Your father shakes your hand with a firmness that communicates pride he doesn't know how to say aloud. You take a gap year working as a full-time research assistant in Dr. Sohom's lab. The pay is $32,000 a year. You live in a studio apartment that smells like the Chinese restaurant downstairs. Your job is repetitive. Run gels. Analyze samples. Maintain cell cultures. Occasionally, your data makes it into a paper where your name appears 6th in the author list. But you're learning the language of academic research. The hierarchies. The unspoken rules about whose ideas get credited, whose labor gets acknowledged. You're also studying for the GRE. Applications for doctoral programs are due in December. You apply to 9 programs. All top tier. Dr. Sohom writes you a recommendation that uses words like exceptional and among the top 5% of undergraduates I've mentored. Acceptance letters arrive in March, like déjà vu. You're accepted to 6 programs. Rejected from 2. Waitlisted at 1. You choose the program at a university you've heard of since you were 12. The name carries weight. You tell yourself weight is the same as worth. If you're still watching, comment what level you're at right now or which one hit the hardest. Subscribe to Ascend POV for breakdowns of hierarchies, systems, and the cost of climbing them. New video every week. Hit that subscribe button. Let's keep ascending. Level 6, the graduate student. You are 24 years old. Graduate school is not harder than undergrad. It's different. The difficulty isn't volume. It's ambiguity. There's no rubric here. No clear path from A to B. Your dissertation is a question you're supposed to answer over 5 years, except no one can tell you exactly what the answer should look like or if you're even asking the right question. Your advisor is a man named Dr. Raymond Cartwright, 56, tenured, with a publication record that spans 3 decades and a mentorship style best described as Darwinian. He meets with you once every 3 weeks. Sometimes he cancels. Your progress depends entirely on how much he believes in your project, and his belief is mercurial. You're paid $26,000 a year as a teaching assistant. You teach undergraduates the same organic chemistry that nearly broke you 6 years ago. They complain about the workload. They ask for extensions. They come to office hours expecting you to reteach lectures they didn't attend. You're 24 and exhausted in a way that's no longer physical. It's foundational. Your experiments fail more often than they succeed. This is normal in research, but knowing it's normal doesn't make it less demoralizing to spend 6 months on a hypothesis that yields nothing publishable. You attend lab meetings where you present data to a room of people trained to locate flaws. You learn to defend your work without sounding defensive. You learn that academic discourse is a performance of confidence even when you have none. You haven't been on a date in 18 months. You can't remember the last time you read a book that wasn't related to your research. Somewhere around year 3, you stop thinking about why you're doing this and focus only on finishing. Level 7, the PhD candidate. You are 27 years old. You've advanced to candidacy. This means you passed your qualifying exams and your dissertation committee has approved your proposal. You're ABD now, all but dissertation. The but is everything. You spend 14-hour days in the lab. You troubleshoot experiments that fail for reasons you can't identify. You write and rewrite chapters that Dr. Cartwright marks up with comments like unclear, so what, and this needs work. Your social circle has contracted to the 5 other graduate students in your program. You don't talk about life outside the lab because there is no life outside the lab. One of your cohort members drops out in year 4. Just stops showing up. Emails the department head. Vanishes. No one blames him. You think about quitting at least once a week. But you're too far in. The sunk cost is unbearable. 5 years. $130,000 in foregone earnings. The identity you've built since you were 6 years old sitting in Mrs. Patterson's classroom. You're not a person anymore. You're a dissertation with a heartbeat. Level 8, the doctor. You are 29 years old. You defend your dissertation on a Tuesday in April. 63 slides. 45 minutes of presentation. 90 minutes of questions from your committee. They ask you to step outside while they deliberate. You stand in the hallway for 11 minutes that feel like hours. They call you back in. Congratulations, Dr. The title doesn't feel real. Your parents fly in for the graduation ceremony. Your mother cries again. Your father hugs you, rare for him. You've earned a PhD from a top 10 program. You have $47,000 in student loan debt from undergrad. You have 3 publications, 2 as second author, 1 as first. You have no job. Level 9, the postdoc. You are 30 years old. The academic job market is medieval. 300 applicants for every tenure track position. Most go to candidates from the top 5 programs with top 5 advisors. You take a postdoctoral fellowship at a university across the country. The pay is $54,000 a year. No benefits. 2-year contract. You're doctor now, but you're still someone else's assistant. You run experiments. You write grants. You publish under your principal investigator's lab brand. You apply for faculty positions. 50 applications over 2 years. You get 3 interviews. You get 1 offer. Level 10, the professor. You are 35 years old. Assistant professor. Tenure track. Starting salary, $78,000. You have your own lab. Your own students. Your name on the door. You teach 2 courses per semester. You write grants to fund your research. You serve on committees. You mentor graduate students who look at you the way you looked at Dr. Soham. You work 70-hour weeks. You're up for tenure review in 6 years. You need publications. Funding. Evidence of impact. The pressure hasn't decreased. It's just wearing a different title. One evening, you drive past your childhood home. The elementary school where Mrs. Patterson taught you to read is still there. You think about the 6-year-old who raised her hand and said cat. You wonder if she'd recognize what she became. You wonder if this was worth it. You're not sure the answer matters anymore. You've been climbing so long, you've forgotten what you were climbing toward. You didn't reach the top. You just kept going until there was nowhere else to go. And the view from here is another stack of ungraded papers, another grant deadline, another semester of proving you deserve to stay. The truth they never tell you, you were 6 once. Eager. Curious. The system promised that achievement leads to fulfillment. What it actually delivered was an endless ladder where each rung just reveals another above it. You didn't ascend to success. You subscribe to a life where success is always 1 more degree, 1 more publication, 1 more promotion away. And by the time you realize the climb is the destination, you've sacrificed too much to stop climbing. We examine hierarchies. We dissect ambition. We show you what the pursuit of excellence actually costs. Subscribe. Because the view from the top is just another assignment. And the only thing that ascends is the expectation.